Welcome back to another episode of What Happened To. I like to sprinkle these in with the online disappearance videos. These are a little different because we talk about creators who were popular and see what they're up to now, with the main difference being that they're still around and posting online. Shayne Orok was suggested in the comments of a previous video, so let's talk about what happened to Shayne Orok. If you search for Shayne, you'll most likely find this channel with over 100 videos and over 1 million subscribers. And the reason why you find this channel is because it's Shayne, but it's not the whole story. In the About section of the channel, it's noted that the channel was created in 2019, but if he's only been around for 4 years, then why am I covering it? Well, if you dig a bit deeper, you find that there's more than meets the eye. Although interestingly enough, it's not as easy as just going to the channels, you have to dig a bit deeper, because there aren't any channels linked. Throughout Shayne's entire YouTube career, he has been a singer. Even his original channel is full of music covers. The channel is simply called Shayne, now at least, and it was created all the way back in 2008. Although he now takes on somewhat of a VTuber look, according to the description of the family channel at least. These videos actually feature his face, although in saying that, the last upload was 5 years ago. Usually VTubers are quite secretive about the face behind the character, but it would seem that this channel has been updated since the new channel was made, and what's left up is what Shayne is comfortable with having online. I say that because the channel has a VTuber profile picture, and the About links Patreon, Ko-fi, Spotify and other social medias that he still uses. One of them being created as recently as last year. The original Shayne channel has almost 200,000 subscribers, but it's not the only one that exists, with the channel called More Shayne also existing. This one was created in 2010, a couple years later than the original Shayne channel, and it was made for videos that weren't him singing. All that exists currently is 2 cooking videos and childhood videos that were uploaded from between 13 and 10 years ago. Although it wasn't always this way, putting the Shayne channel into Social Blade, it is revealed that nearly 20 million views worth of videos were privated or deleted in October of last year. The Wayback Machine shows that the channel was also called Shayne Orok as late as 2018. I did also find 2 unlisted videos in my travels, and they were found through his community posts, those being a song request melody and a cover of DNA by BTS. Although I will say, if you look through the community posts, you see that he linked a bunch of videos that are no longer publicly available. Although back to DNA for a second, because what was different about this cover and every video that I could find on the Shayne channel is that he took K-pop songs generally and translated them to English and sung them in English, which is pretty cool if you ask me. He does the opposite now, with the Shayne Orok channel being him generally singing Japanese versions of English songs, which is also pretty cool. Although he does cover K-pop and Japanese songs and just covers them normally, or maybe in a different genre sometimes. As much as I wanted to try and find an archive of the now private videos via the Wayback Machine, I was unfortunately unsuccessful, although I didn't dig too deep, but I was able to find this, which I thought was pretty cool. It's a save of his channel from 2009, which is less than a year after he created the channel. So you can see what YouTube looked like in 2009 and what his channel looked like in 2009. In regards to the other channel, More Shayne, a 2016 save shows it being called Shayne's second channel and it having a few more videos like an ice bucket challenge and even vlogs, but I couldn't access anything more than that. So who knows how many videos were truly on there or on the main channel, the old main channel I mean. Outside of this, there's still breadcrumbs of his existence prior to the new channel. In fact, I found these 2 channels via someone re-uploading an original song of his from the mid-2010s. Otherwise I don't think I would have found them. I find it interesting that although he found success through his original channel, his VTuber covers have made him even more successful. He now has over 10 million views on 2 separate videos and averages 500,000 to 1 million views per video. His Twitter account was made just last year, assuredly to go with the rebrand, although it was nearly 3 years after. His Instagram does contain his face if you scroll down far enough, but he does describe himself as a 2D singer on both Instagram and Twitter. Although you can still stream some of his old covers on his official Spotify even. Some people aren't comfortable being in front of the camera, but I'm not going to speculate on why he rebranded, but it seems to be working out really well for him. I couldn't find any mention of any controversy or anything to do with him, so I'm assuming that it was just an artistic choice. His most recent upload was 2 weeks ago as of writing this. And well, that's what happened to Shayne Orok, and sorry if I'm mispronouncing the last name, but thanks for watching, and let me know, do you enjoy his music? And also feel free to recommend other people in the comments below. Alex Ramos was an original My Digital Escape member, and the only member that I haven't spoken about outside of Austin Jones on this channel. Prior to MDE he was quite famous online, but he had a downfall. This is what happened to Alex Ramos. Alex Ramos started as a Viner. I'm not exactly sure when he started, with famous birthdays stating he first created his Vine account to mess around with while his record was being finalized. After gaining some attention, he was still creating videos mostly for his enjoyment, but towards the beginning of 2014 he started taking Vine seriously. Also yes, when they say record they do mean music. He had well over 1 million followers on Vine when it was shut down, with the last save on the Wayback Machine showing 1.4 million followers. Speaking of music, in 2010 he created the channel I Can Do Vocals, where he uploaded largely covers. He was in a band called Aspirations, which I assume was the record that Famous Birthdays mentioned that was being finalized, as there's a studio update on the channel from early 2013. In 2014 he would join My Digital Escape as a founding member, contributing the least to the channel out of all the members, with 2 videos being public, My Favorite TV Show and Christmas. These were prior to leaving. I say leaving, but he was allegedly kicked out for lack of posting and replaced with another member. Although this wouldn't be his only channel, with an initial self-titled channel now being called Hannibal, which was created in 2016 and is home to his beats that he's made. In 2012 he created a different self-titled channel, with the highest sub count being close to 100k on the Wayback Machine, as shown in a save from March 8, 2017. Although this was also later changed and every video was privated, which we'll go into soon. But first, let's talk about why. To preface this section, I want to state that these tweets were in 2013/14 when Alex was around 18/19. The place most of these can be found today are through a Tumblr post and a Twitter account, although they don't exactly mirror the same information. The tweets shown will be censored, but they feature sexism among other things, also alluding to assault and other things. Oddly enough, this stuff came out prior to him joining My Digital Escape, which seems like something to add to the list of weird things Brian Stars has done. For this video, I'm going to be reading the Tumblr post. It was posted by Sparkly Steph. It says, "Are you a fan of Alex Ramos from Vine? Well, have I got news for you." And then it shows a screenshot of this. But this isn't it. Steph went on to say, "Honestly, I thought he was hilarious, but while looking through pictures to explain the Curtis Lepore being an R-word problem, I found a heaping load of screenshots of this guy showing us an example of just how to be a terrible human being." Then there's a screenshot of this message. Post goes on to say, when faced with angry replies, he told someone to off themselves. "Do you know what encouraging suicide means? You're just as bad as a murderer. If that person had been near the edge, you could have just sent this person to death. We would have lost that person because of this man." Alex tweeted and said R-word is the new swag. And this is allegedly in response to that, is this user saying, "Have you been effing R-worded?" I have. There's nothing that is effing swag, so if you haven't, I don't know if there's more to that or if that's just how it was written. But Alex replied and said, "OMG, shut up, no one cares, I was joking, bye." Although it's written at the bottom of this section, the context for this is he makes fun of women on a daily basis, especially if they're fuller women. He encourages beating and R-wording women. Why? Because they don't meet his liking of making him food and giving him pleasure while he plays video games and being as thin as a toothpick. As you can see, there's even more. I'm not reading these for obvious reasons. These have all, as far as I know, been deleted now, by the way. Steph also goes on to say, "That enough proof for you?" and then post more screenshots. If you're wondering what Alex Ramos did as a result of this, the answer is, I have no idea. Kind of. By kind of, I mean I don't know if he apologized. There's mention of a deleted tweet of him apparently asking for support, but as far as the current public apology, I can't find anything. Although I wouldn't be surprised if he has changed his behavior and doesn't look back fondly on the controversy at all. The next question is, what happened to Alex Ramos? Well, I mentioned a little bit about rebranding, but there's a little bit more to it. Alex has rebranded his main channel. What was Alex Ramos TV is still Alex Ramos TV, but by URL only. It leads you to a channel called Tarzan. Alex has gone into music now, releasing music under that name. Every previous video, all the commentary stuff has disappeared. There isn't even links to his channel in the My Digital Escape video descriptions. Since his peak, he's lost 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers on his main channel. Although despite this and the previous rebrands, his most popular social media, Twitter, has not had a username change, oddly enough. It's still Sorry I'm Alex, sitting at over 200,000 followers currently. He also has an Instagram and TikTok. Most of his most recent posts on Twitter are regarding a car crash from 2023. Also in 2023, at some stage he went missing for a few days, although he was found. And I don't think he's really posted online since, not even the music stuff. I honestly thought he had disappeared. That was until someone left a comment recently about him making music, which inspired this video, because I mentioned in my Digital Escape video that I probably wasn't going to cover Alex Ramos due to the controversy that I mentioned in this video. Because if you googled it, you could just find out what happened to him, or why he fell off the face of the earth at least. Or so I thought. Turns out I was wrong. I will say, before I go, that I'm a bit surprised that the drop-off wasn't more extreme. I understand that he's rebranded and that if he hadn't, that the fall-off might have been more extreme, but to only lose like 8,000 or 9,000 subscribers on his main channel over the past 10 years, well, that's not too much. Because who knows how many of them just became inactive and were removed naturally by YouTube. I obviously haven't given insight into how his Vine was affected, nor his Twitter at the time, because I honestly couldn't find out. But if they fell off dramatically at the time, then I completely would understand that. I first actually heard about all this when I was researching and archiving the Crank That Frank videos. You can find Crank That Frank talking about the Alex Ramos situation in a video that I have re-uploaded on my archive channel if you're curious. But yeah, everything kind of comes full circle in this series most of the time. Thanks for watching. Oflying is a YouTuber with over 1 million subscribers. Although he would find success in a duo channel to start with, he would form his own identity even further via a self-titled channel and branch out via that. Despite being quite active in the mid-2010s, he's been on and off the platform in recent years. This is What Happened to Oflying. Although Luke, who would be the other half of Luke and Chris, would have a different YouTube origin, Chris's, although connected to Luke, is a bit more simple, kind of. None of the Luke and Chris videos are actually public from what I could find, so there's a chance this information isn't entirely accurate, but it's the most accurate I could find from my research. Prior to Luke and Chris, and even after that, the channel was known as Uncle Corner Cop. Although it would change to Luke and Chris in 2012/13. Luke would create his personal channel around this time, as would Chris, although it wouldn't be until 2014 when he would upload his first video on his channel. My name is Oflying. This would seemingly be as a result of Luke and Chris no longer having their channel together, as the 2014 save shows Luke has gone back to doing solo stuff. After Chris created his channel, his attention would turn from skits to more challenge and vlog style videos, the type you'd expect in the mid-2010s. And of course collabs, with people like Eugenia Cooney, Johnny Gilbert, Brian Stars, and of course My Digital Escape. He would even go on to have a solo video on the channel, which only recently has been removed for unknown reasons. It was theorised that he may have actually been a part of what was going to be My Digital Escape 2.0, which if you don't know, didn't end up happening. The names are just theorised, but it was allegedly Brian with a bunch of new people who were all theorised to be former collaborators on the My Digital Escape channel, so Chris's name naturally came up in the discussion at the time. But something did happen. I previously mentioned Hearts Held, which was led by Chris Ryan, but there was another collab channel, Little Big Family, which launched in late 2016. It consisted of Chris, of course, Danny Edge, and Diego Soares, who I've made a video about before, but I actually completely left out this collab channel in that video. That was a mistake on my part. Eugenia Cooney also made a guest appearance and Hair Jordan joined closer to the end. The channel ended after around 2 months. In saying that, there are a few now private videos from the channel, and they were allegedly going to start back up in 2017, but it didn't end up happening. He also had a collab channel at one stage with his partner at the time, Destiny, in around 2018. Assuming the channel is linked in the To Destiny video, all videos are gone. It hasn't been archived from what I've seen, and the channel is now called Alina Kogai, with Chris and Lil B family being in the My Other Channels tab. Looking at the comments of the To Destiny video, there is mention of It's Now Alina. I would assume that Chris and Alina dated at some point, which later in my research I found confirmation of on Facebook. He would routinely upload until a couple of years later. In late 2018 he would upload Why I've Been Gone. In this video he explains what happened. Before I talk about it, I just want to state that what's included in this section isn't stuff that's been spoken about already, because there was drama, there was controversy. So let's talk about it. This and the rest of the video come with a trigger warning. He talks about the fake storytime he did with one of his ex-partners, Mackenzie. As he says, she was trying to make another storytime video, but nothing worth talking about had happened. So they came up with the plan to fake something and film footage for it. He says in the video it was a fight, although it was framed as an assault. He says he tried to make the video about charity because he felt guilty while editing it. The video was removed from Mackenzie's channel soon after, although a re-upload does exist online. She had over 200,000 subscribers around that point, and she's still pretty successful and still pretty active. She has over 1 million subscribers now. I could talk more about the faked video, but they were both 19 at the time in 2016, and they both apologised about it to my knowledge. He makes a joke that D-Physic killed his career by calling him out for the video being fake. In fact, Damon's tweets are still online. After this staged assault video, he will post another video, although he admits in hindsight it was a bad idea. Although he says he wanted to post a real story, it painted him as a victim. He says he painted it as date R-word. Although on reflection he says he was likely just manipulated into sleeping with them. Then he talks about a video by Matthew Lush called Why I'm No Longer Friends with Chris Oflying. The video, which is still online. Matthew in his video posted screenshots of messages between the two, although Chris says as a result he felt like everyone hated him. That after that he started making challenge videos, that he was doing it pretty much just to make the money. After that he got into some spiritual stuff and realised that the money didn't matter as much as he thought, so he stopped making videos. And he was at some point homeless, by the way. That video was 5 years ago, and if you look at the channel you see that there have been 6 videos in the last 5 years. So that begs the question, where is Chris now? In the Why I've Been Gone video, he mentions a trip to Haiti and that he was going to upload that. He did, 4 years later. Interestingly enough, the video actually features Luke Corns, who I spoke about at the beginning of the video, who he had a duo channel with. Mid last year, Chris uploaded a similar video to the one I just spoke about called Where I've Been, where he opens up about addictions that he had. There were multiple, both prescription and non-prescription drugs, which he mentions by name in this video, but I'm not going to mention by name in this video. Which I'm guessing is what his I Got Clean video from 2 years ago was referencing. He goes on to talk about how he was verbally abusive in his relationship that he was in around code, which isn't with anyone I previously mentioned, by the way. That he messed up due to his addiction, that he didn't realise how bad he was until he was outside of it, or at least that's my understanding of what he said in the video. Since that video he's uploaded once. Looking at his Twitter, he's pretty active currently. He did tweet earlier this year actually that he was trying to make videos. So I won't be surprised if he comes back at some stage. It's not that he's left, he just isn't holding a schedule now, on YouTube at least. Just before I go, he seemingly in recent years privated and unprivated some videos, according to Social Blade at least. You see a dip in views and then a resurgence in views in the millions. He also does OnlyFans now. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If there's someone that I haven't covered in the emo series that you want me to, let me know in the comment section below, and I shall see you soon for another video. Peace. Tabs24x7, also known as Tabs24x is an online creator who I've mentioned at least once in this series so far. She started her YouTube journey all the way back in 2009, talking about ferrets. But these days she hasn't posted online, on YouTube at least, in 2 years, despite having over 450,000 subscribers. This is what happened to Tabs24x7. In 2009, Tabby would upload the video I Got a Ferret onto her Tabs24x7 channel, which will garner over 1.5 million views over the next 2 years. I know that 2 years is a big time frame, but it's the earliest save of the video on the Wayback Machine. The video's virality was due to it being posted on 4chan. I guess they wanted a new queen after what happened with Boxy. A VK group for Tabby was created in early 2010 that states, on September 24, some anon on 4chan posted a month-old YouTube video by a user named Tabs24x7 titled I Got a Ferret. The video showed random clips of a hyperactive 15-year-old girl named Tabby who, as the title says, just got a ferret. VK, by the way, is a Russian social media site if you haven't heard of it before. Although it is worth noting that I Got a Ferret wasn't Tabby's first video. Her fan website at the time had a list of videos, and I won't lie, I have no real idea how it's ordered, but in a 2017 video, she stated that her first video was actually called Sex Kitten. It's also worth noting that Know Your Meme, where some of this information comes from, is a bit unclear in some parts. For example, most of the videos shown are no longer available, which isn't really an issue. Unfortunately, there's no citation for her earlier channel, it just says that it existed. I did manage to find it though, I think. According to information on Know Your Meme and VK, it was shared on September 24, 2009, although the upload on her YouTube channel now shows December 17th, which initially confused me, but I'll do my best to explain it. Just before I do, in that same reaction video where she mentioned what her first video was, she also says that she originally posted the link onto MySpace. Although her MySpace was archived, I couldn't find anything else about the video or what happened before that, unfortunately. She did also, the day after the video was allegedly posted on 4chan, according to Know Your Meme at least, delete her YouTube channel and MySpace, although someone decided to impersonate her and re-upload her videos. Around this time, the virality would also unfortunately lead to her social medias outside of YouTube being found, along with her family's social medias too. She seemingly had a website in 2010, which given it talks about her in the third person was likely a fan site. But regardless, it states, Tabby is back on youtube.com with the new channel Tabs24x7 Official. That's what Tabby and her mum say about the channel. This is Tabby's real account. The reason we said she was 18 instead of 15 is it will be a lot harder for the videos to be flagged and removed for stupid reasons if she has an adult account. Like YouTube took down the original BAMF because of the silly scene where she was sitting on the toilet. If it's an adult account, they won't take it down. After her ex-boyfriend deleted her account, we decided to make the best of it and start a new one as an adult account. Something good comes out of every bad situation. Tabby is such a strong and happy person, this won't keep her down at all. Tabby's mum. Tabby and Sammy are playing outside with the hose washing the van, Ruffle. I did say before there was mention that she had another channel. From what I can tell, that channel was Tabs24x7, and this post seems to imply that the channel was deleted by her ex-boyfriend at the time. His name was Tony, by the way, and there's some pretty wild stuff about him on that site that says that he allegedly photoshopped photos of her to look pregnant. I tried looking him up and I couldn't find anything these days. Apparently he went to court. I don't know what happened. I was really confused during this part of my research, but my understanding is this. The ferret video was originally on another channel, which I think was Tabs24x7 with 2 Bs. This channel was taken down, and soon after, Tabs24x7 with 1 B was made. At least that's my understanding. That could also explain why the videos are in a strange order, because she said Sex Kitten was her first video, whereas you can clearly see that wasn't the case in multiple saves on their Tabs with 1B channel on the Wayback Machine. I also don't know if that is 100% true, but that's my understanding. I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. There's also a save of the channel from late October in 2009 that says the account was closed, which would line up with the alleged removing of all the videos the month prior, as if the original was shut down and the Tabs with 1B was made basically as a response to that. So Tabby could keep making videos, although it will definitely be seen as confusing if that's true that the re-upload is declared the origin on Know Your Meme. Tabby created a video which addressed what was going on to some extent. The original upload doesn't exist, but if I had to guess, I would say it would have been the video Everyone, as the description of the re-upload reads, "This is one of the first videos Tabby made after her video I Got a Ferret went viral after it was posted on 4chan B." Earlier next year in 2010, she'll post Score, which was subtly, or not so subtly, filled with 4chan references. The original has been removed, but re-upload does exist. March would see her return to more regular uploads, uploading Tabby Wants to be Charizard, of which the original doesn't exist, but she made a channel called Tabisode where she re-uploads some older videos, with that being one of them. The Tabs24x channel, with 1B, is now a 404, being taken down sometime in 2012, with the last save showing videos being in February of 2012. Although her main channel now, entitled Tabs24x7 Official, did coexist with the other one for a while, with it being created in 2010. In 2011, Tabby would announce that she was going to Sweden for 5 days to record a song and a music video, and she signed a record deal. She would go on to release Dancing in My Cowboy Boots in June of that year. Prior to this, she released a cover of Hey Stephen by Taylor Swift. She would also go on to release Can't Turn Away and Here I Am in 2012 and 13 respectively, with the most recent song on her channel being a cover of Cups from Pitch Perfect back in 2017, all of which are available on her channel if you're curious. She would keep doing comedy style videos and vlogs until around 2015 or so, at one stage joining the collab channel Hearts Held. She would then move on to unboxing and try-ons and modelling related content too, although this was a deviation from her original viral content from years prior. Looking at the most popular videos on her channel, you can see that it is her most popular content to date, although she would hit somewhat of a roadblock in the content creation space, leaving YouTube in 2018. In March of 2018, she uploaded the video Leaving YouTube, in which she explains that with life's goings on, that she was going to at least temporarily leave YouTube, so that she can be more consistent in the future of the channel. 3 months later, she would return with the video It's Time to Come Back, I Missed You. I don't know why, but the comments for that video are turned off. In saying that, the title is very self-explanatory. Although she wouldn't be consistent for years and would end up leaving YouTube again, with the 2020 video explaining everything. Starting off by explaining that the apocalypse in 2017 really just killed her channel, that their new rules really shattered her reach and growth on the platform. Outside of this, she also updates that she got a divorce. Although she doesn't specify in that video how her channel was affected exactly, I wouldn't be surprised if her try-ons and those kinds of videos were demonetized as a result. I can see how YouTube could see them as not family friendly. She'll continue to upload a bit more after that, with her last full video being in October of 2021, although she has uploaded some shorts as recently as 2023. You might be thinking, we're only up to 2021, what is she doing now? Well, let's talk about it. In the 2020 video about why she left, she mentions that she's doing adult content, and that is part of what she's doing now. If you go to her social media, that's largely what she's promoting. She's still online, and still around though. She has seemingly tried TikTok, with multiple of her videos being reposted around the internet if you search for it, but her account, from what I could find, no longer exists. Same with Twitter. But she has over 200,000 followers on Facebook and Instagram each. And she seems to be in a good place. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you have a suggestion for the emo series, let me know in the comment section below. Peace. Jake Bateman is an online creator, also known as ybnotv / Your Brand New Obsession. Has been making videos since 2013 with people like Johnny Gilbert, even eventually joining Our World Away. But what happened to Jake Bateman? The origins of ybno can be difficult to find, but musically he released his first EP in 2013 called Anti-Everything, which can be found on SoundCloud. Although I found record of him apparently being called Captain Jake prior to ybno in this Tumblr post and this art. And also if you go back further in his Tumblr, you also find even more evidence of that. Unfortunately, a lot of the start of his channel and career are missing, but I'm trying to piece it together as best I can. His oldest public video was uploaded in 2017, but there's mountains of evidence of his online presence between when he actually made the channel and that earliest public video currently. For example, if you go onto YouTube, you can find videos of him from 2015 playing games like Rocket League against another creator called Nenster. There's this really cool YouTube thing that I don't know if you know about. I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but if you're searching for a creator, and this is how I found the Jake Bateman videos from 2015, in this case I was looking for ybnotv videos, and I wanted to try and find some of the earlier stuff. So instead of just searching ybnotv, I put before : 2016 ybnotv, and then it shows you every video that was uploaded before 2016 that has ybnotv in the tags or the description, or if he had uploaded videos then and they were publicly available, it would also show them. It helps a lot with research. You can even do it with me, for example. Outside of this, there's still crumbs of what he was posting on his main channel, on Tumblr. Unfortunately, a lot of the posts that are linked are now dead links, but it still shows what was posted, and in some cases they're thumbnails. The first mention of non-music related videos is in 2015 with the mention of a video game called Soul Hunt with Drakestifer and Johnny Gilbert. I assume based off the wording it was actually originally posted on Drakestifer's channel, but he's since privated every video so I don't believe it exists. Other videos include Fighting Your Grandma, and videos playing Fallout and Slenderman, among other games, none of which are currently on his channel, at least not publicly. Unfortunately, the earliest save of his channel on the Wayback Machine is from 2020. So anything prior to that on his main channel at least is pretty difficult to find any evidence of, outside of what I've already presented. Jake and Drakestifer were combined to make the band Flatline, who would go on to release an album called Signal Found in 2016. The album was once available on Spotify but isn't anymore. Although I wouldn't say it's lost media exactly, their merch store is still online, and although it's sold out, it does show that they sold physical copies of the album, although who knows where on earth it can be found online. Jake would play piano and Drake would sing in the band, by the way. Some of those Tumblr posts I mentioned earlier actually showed Drake. There's some photos together and even a video about shipping them together. Interestingly, Cecilia, who I mentioned in my Drakestifer video, is actually in some of the photos. And he, as in Jake, did also promote the Walden Friends album at the time. Although this wouldn't be the only band he would join, which we'll talk about shortly. I've already previously dedicated an entire video to Our World Away, which includes Jake's part in the channel. Jake wasn't a founding member, instead seemingly replacing another member, although that is somewhat up for debate. There was drama which would lead to Kyle David Hall leaving the group, with the new member being announced, that being Jake Bateman. Though in saying that, it was also stated that they'd been trying to talk to Kyle about a new member, so it seems like he would have joined regardless of what happened to Kyle, according to what I've read and seen at least. Unfortunately, the channel wouldn't last too long after this, with Jake appearing in around 10 videos on the channel. It was the roommate of fellow members Alex and Johnny at the time, appearing in multiple videos prior to being announced as a full member. The group went on hiatus not too long after and have never returned. If you want a more in-depth breakdown of the events, there will be a video about it linked below. I've already mentioned him a few times, but it's time to talk about Johnny Gilbert's role in all of this, because a year after the end of Our World Away, they would form a band. Till Death Do We Part is a band consisting of Johnny Gilbert and Jake Bateman. They do have their own channel which has 2 videos on it, but largely the music videos have been posted on Johnny's main channel, having released an EP entitled We're Gonna Need a Bigger Boat in 2017, along with a few singles in the meantime, with the most recent being Curiosity Kills. Although in saying that, they've been teasing somewhat of comeback this year, so that may change somewhat soon, by the looks of it at least. He would also stream frequently on YouNow around this time. There's an archive of quite a few of his streams that are up if you want to find them. Outside of all this, Jake's most popular videos were between 2019 and 2020, where he would upload videos of him cracking his bones, starting with 100, and they got decent views, over 1 million on a couple of them in fact. Speaking of views, in 2022 and 2023, he removed a bunch of videos from his own channel. These very well may be the aforementioned gaming videos, I'm not sure. This is according to Social Blade, by the way. If you're wondering what he's doing now, well, his last upload was 2 months ago. He still makes music, does reaction videos, and some other stuff. I'm actually not quite sure how to describe his content, but he's still creating. He's also part of another band called Pet Taxi, and he is currently going live weekly on Twitch as of recording. So this is what happened to Jake Bateman. There's a whole bunch of videos similar to this called the Emo series, it'll be in the description. There might just be a video about someone that you've been curious about, but if you check the playlist and there's someone you're curious about and they're not there, just let me know in the comments and I may dedicate a video to them. Thanks for watching.